Orana.com.au. Orana, creating opportunities.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Mostly sunny this afternoon, sunny and 25 tomorrow. With the 3 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Charlesworth Nuts is 90 years young, still family owned, still South Australian, still the best nuts, fruits and chocolate.
The hunt is continuing to locate a missing pair following a boating tragedy off Port Lincoln. There were 5 people on board when it was hit by a monster wave yesterday. Overnight, a 44-year-old man and 13-year-old boy, both from Torrens Park, was spotted on a reef and winched to safety. A body has been found, but 2 others remain unaccounted for. The gap between the Libs and Labor has narrowed further as the vote counting continues following the Dunstan by-election. Pre-poll and postal votes are favouring Anna Finizio, but Cressida O'Hanlon is still in front. Around 3,000 votes will be counted today. Well, the federal opposition is concerned about changes to the planned vehicle efficiency standard. The government has wound back its proposal to boost imports of electric and low-emissions cars. Labor has made pollution restrictions less onerous after some car makers threaten to hike prices or leave the country altogether. Shadow Transport Minister Bridget McKenzie says the government must give Australians 2 guarantees.
That there will be no car models that will be more expensive as a result of this family car tax. And secondly, that no car models that Australians currently need to and love to buy will be withdrawn from or have restricted access from the Australian market.
Passengers on board an overnight flight from Melbourne to Perth have been left rattled when a loud bang was heard mid-flight. Vice President of the Australian and International Pilots Association, Mark Hoffmeyer, says QF 781 was approaching the top of its ascent when one of its engines began experiencing issues.
One of the gauges that we have is what's called an exhaust gas temperature, or EGT gauge, and it sounds like potentially the temperature spiked. So as a precaution, they've then gone and shut the engine down. And then, look, at that time, it's not too bad because you're actually pretty much just cruising on idle thrust anyway to landing.
The Airbus made a priority landing at Perth Airport and was met by emergency services on the tarmac. Qantas says its engineers will be carrying out an inspection of the aircraft. A team of researchers is working on a rapid test which can determine the origin of a patient's cancer. Gabrielle Hodson has more.
Cancer of unknown primary is a term used to describe cancer that is already affecting other parts of the body but has an unknown starting point. About 2,500 people in Australia are diagnosed with it every year. But without an exact diagnosis, treatment can be hit and miss, with an average life expectancy of just 1 year. The University of Melbourne's Centre for Cancer Research has been awarded $2 million to come up with a rapid DNA-based blood test. Researchers say blood samples are easier to collect and more reliable than tissue samples, which can quickly degrade.
Laurent de Brunhoff, who wrote over 45 books featuring Baba the elephant, has died. He was 98. His father created the character in the 1930s, but when he passed away after only writing a handful of books, Laurent took over. Now turning to 5AA sport, and the AFL Tribunal will hear 2 cases tonight. Essendon's Peter Wright is first up, followed by St Kilda's Max King. Well, Port's Jason Horne-Francis won't play this weekend. His hamstring injury is worse than first thought. Geelong coach Chris Scott has praised the impact of Tom Hawkins across the past 2 decades as the forward prepares to play his 350th AFL game.
I think he's been one of the great players in his position of a generation. He's clearly not contracted for another 4 or 5 years, but I'm not looking forward to the day that he says he's had enough. We're trying to keep an open mind to him playing.
The Cats face the Hawks at the MCG on Easter Monday. And Collingwood isn't ruling out dropping some of its experienced players in the coming weeks. The likes of Darcy Moore, Scott Pendlebury and Steele Sidebottom have been below their best during the Magpies' winless start to the season. Now checking 5AA traffic.
G'day there at Cravers West. A breakdown on the freeway uptrack near the Beach-Days ramp. Speeds at 40. Crash at Hillcrest, North East Road near Patricia Avenue affecting Citybound. And Richmond versus Watermain, South Road near James Colton Drive. Cumbers the Savo, Anzac Highway, Glandor and Diagonal Road at Paraka. Betbarn Stock Up and Save is now on. Buy one, keep on half price on selected food, litter, toys and more at Petbarn. Savings based on non-member price. Ends April 1st. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, mostly sunny this afternoon, sunny and 25 tomorrow, sunny and 27 on Thursday and 29 on Friday. Right now it's 21 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, the latest on the Port Lincoln fishing venture that turned to tragedy. A boat with 5 on board capsizes. The tax office admits rejecting calls to fudge waiting times. The Sandville split over concussion rules for players. And exclusive data on just how much your peak hour commute has blown out by. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 7 minutes past 3 on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon in Adelaide. We are now live on the Facebook and YouTube live stream thanks to Foodland Supermarket. So jump on there and say hi because I've got a couple of guests in the studio for this.
5AA's State of the Arts.
State of the Arts this week lands us at the Adelaide Film Corporation, and Kate Crozer is the CEO. She joins me here in the studio. Hi, Kate.
Hello, Stacey.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us. Always a pleasure.
Also here is Lucy Campbell, local filmmaker, in the studio as well. Hi, Lucy.
Hello. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming in as well. Now, it's an exciting day for local filmmakers, Kate, because we've got 3 new teams that have been given the chance to make their first feature film. This is part of Film Lab.
Yes.
What's Film Lab?
Well, Film Lab is one of our most exciting programs. We partner with the Adelaide Film Festival and Screen Australia on this, and it's essentially a chance for brand new teams to get their first feature film credit. So that's one of the hardest things you can do in the film industry is make that breakthrough from making short films or making stuff on your own, on your mobile phone or your home cameras. And then how do you actually take it to having a career in the industry and making that first feature film that gets shown in cinemas and gets shown in festivals and on streaming platforms all around the world. And this is what Film Lab can do. So it's a program we're really proud of.
Okay, and so how does the process work? Are there applications by local filmmakers and then do you shortlist 3?
That's exactly right, and it's really hotly contested. So even just to get through to those final 3 that get developed through the lab is incredibly competitive.
Yeah.
And it just shows the amazing talent that we have in South Australia that's really ready to make those feature films.
Yeah,
and they
great.
just need to be given a chance. So, you know, it's part of, I suppose, a range of programs that we run at the SAFC, which, you know, to be honest, we've always run these programs right throughout our 50-year history, is how do we develop the industry and help new filmmaking talent, writers, directors and producers to, you know, to get their name out there into the world, to be able to make great content. And that's part of the talent development work that we do.
And Lucy, as a local filmmaker, you know this process well because your film Monolith was one of the winners, well, the inaugural winner.
Yeah, we came through in, I think 2022 was when we came in with Monolith and we had this sort of amazing experience with Film Lab. It's, you know, completely changed all of our lives. So, you know, I wrote the film along with, and then we had a director, Matt Vesely, and producer, Bettina Hamilton. So it was a group of 3 of us who kind of really developed it together. And yeah, it's been an amazing journey for us.
I've got a bit of the trailer here.
I want to tell you a story. All you have to do is listen. Going back to Mum and Dad's for a bit. I thought coming back here would help.
Maybe you need a break.
I don't need a break. I need a story. But I am stuck. I need your help, listeners. An anonymous email, an object filled with unknowable power. Is there anyone out there that knows anything about these bricks?
I feel a bit scared. I'm on edge.
It's quite fun listening to it like that, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think, look, this is such a great film, can I say? Because Lucy can't say that about her own film.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. We'll allow it.
It is sensational. I was so amazed with what the team did, with the constraints that they had, and I think sometimes part of the film lab process is by putting those constraints around filmmakers. They have to get more creative and, smash it out of the park with just the brilliance of the story and filmmaking that makes it stand out in the world. And Monolith certainly did this. I mean, it's just performed exceptionally well globally. So
yeah, we're very
exciting.
happy with it. Yeah, we've had a really good run. I mean, we premiered at the Adelaide Film Festival in 2022.
Yes.
I think, which was incredible. And then we went over and we played at South by Southwest in Texas, which is, one of the big genre festivals. Well, it's a big festival in general. It's not just genre, but certainly for genre shows, it's really huge. So, yeah, it was massive for us to go and premiere in America over there and watch our film with a whole bunch of people who love who love genre. It's just an incredible experience.
That would have been really, really cool.
Very nerve-wracking, but also very, very cool. And it's sort of been it was the beginning of a huge journey for us. So yeah. It's just still going. Really.
Okay, so we heard a little bit of it there, but tell us the premise of Monolith. Was that a radio presenter?
Podcaster,
a podcast.
actually.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was thinking, this is sort of sounding
it's a bit too
eerie.
Close. Yeah, it's basically a sci-fi film about a disgraced journalist who retreats to her family's home to sort of start a new podcast, and she ends up investigating these mysterious, dark, black bricks that have been found around the world, these mysterious objects with this kind of unknowable power, and she gets sucked into this kind of potentially it could be an alien conspiracy, and she kind of keeps on going down this rabbit hole until she kind of eventually finds that story comes back on her and she's got more to do with it than what she ever sort of realised. So it's it's a one woman, one location film, which is what Kate was talking about with the constraints of Film Lab. You really have to think outside the square in terms of how you're going to make it, and so we designed it as something that just had this one single actor in it, Lily Sullivan, who was absolutely phenomenal, and all the other actors are just on phone calls. So yeah, it's very audio driven, which is why I think the trailer works quite well on radio.
Yeah, it does. And because I said earlier, I don't want to say low budget, because low budget almost it feels to me like it doesn't give enough credit to the work that goes into it. But it is low budget because at the end of Film Lab, one of the 3 finalists is chosen, and that was your film a couple of years ago, Lucy, for a $600,000 grant to make a film. And that is not a lot of money.
It's not a lot
to
of
make
money.
a film.
It's not a lot of money.
It really is not. And I mean, we're talking back in 2010, the original Film Lab ran then through the SA Film Corporation, and it still had the same budget back then. So, I mean, we're talking 14 years later as well that you've still got that same budget. But I think what it does is it makes the teams work so hard to make sure the story is making the most of every single element that you're going to put into that film, and it brings a great discipline and rigour with it that I think sets those filmmakers up for huge success then into their careers. So
hopefully.
and I think it's one of the things that makes the Film Lab films stand out internationally, is just how clever they've been with those low budgets.
Yeah. I mean, we had a call earlier, Rick and Elizabeth, because I said I feel weird saying low budget because I don't want to diminish the work that you and other filmmakers in South Australia do. And he said, well, Pulp Fiction, that was a low budget film. They only had $6 million to make it. And I thought, only $6 million, and you do it with 600,000.
Yeah, absolutely. But it, as Kate was saying, it set us up. I think a lot of people have been really impressed by what you can do on such a low budget, and it's just showing, I think, the skills and talents of local filmmakers and also local crew. We worked with people that we've worked with since we've been making short films, South Australian crew, and they were phenomenal, and they brought a level, a sort of polished level that we were so lucky to have, that it's been noticed around the world.
It's true, and that's the thing is it gives the opportunity not just to the writers, directors and producers, but also to the crew to have that chance to step up to the next level and become the heads of their department, because they're doing it in an environment where you're giving people a go because you have got less money. So I think it's the way to look at it is to see the opportunity that it is.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And we do want to talk about some of those local producers and more local filmmakers very soon. And you've got a very personal story with the Film Lab as well, Kate. So we'll talk about that in just a moment.
Hi, it's Jane Riley here, wishing Charlesworth Nuts a wonderful 90th birthday. It's just amazing to think that it all started on this day back in 1934. To achieve being 90 years young is a huge achievement. Charlesworth Nuts is one of my most favourite stalls at the Central Market and at their other locations across Adelaide, and I love all their nuts every time of the year, but especially at Christmas time. Wishing Brett and the family and all the staff a wonderful celebration and enjoy being 90 years young.
Hey, did you know that you can be part of medical research right here in Adelaide?
But aren't clinical trials for sick people?
Actually, CMAX are looking for healthy volunteers to help trial a potential medication that could potentially decrease risk of heart disease in the future.
What's involved?
Stay for 2 consecutive nights at the CMAX facility and attend between 8 to 12 visits throughout the year. Plus, you'll be paid for your contribution to medical science.
Where do I apply?
Apply for C08123 at cmax.com.au.
Your bathroom renovation seems like a mammoth task, but Package Deal Bathrooms specialise in shrinking it. Our choice of 3 base packages makes getting started less intimidating. Our fixed price quote gives you cost confidence. And a free on-site computer generation of the finished product ensures you see our vision from day one. Book a one-on-one house visit today at packagedealbathrooms.com.au.
At IGA, there's plenty of ways to save this Easter, like Cadbury Dairy Milk or Red Julep Hollow Hunting Eggs, 204 grams, $6 each. Now at your local IGA and shop online. Offer ends March 26. Participating stores only. Excludes IGA local grocer and Foodland.
The new gen Mitsubishi Triton has landed. Hear the ferocious growl of 150 kilowatts of power and 470 newton meters of torque from its 2.4-litre bi-turbo diesel. See its 3.5 tons of brute force towing power and feel its sure-footedness as it masters any terrain with an active limited slip differential. The powerful new-gen Mitsubishi Triton is out there. Visit your local Mitsubishi Motors dealership to book a test drive today. Nothing can contain, tame or frighten a Mitsubishi Triton.
When you've been around for over a century, you know a thing or two. And South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White have almost 300 years between them. So when an alliance is formed between South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White Business Sales SA, all that experience flows to you. This ensures you're in top shape, whether you're buying, selling, or somewhere in between. Touch base with the experts. Search Ray White Business Sales SA. Proudly partnered with South Australian Business Chamber.
The Earl of Leicester is not your ordinary pub. It's a little bit British. You'll find award-winning burgers and schnitzels on the menu. And while their kitchen is highly decorated, it's not draped in Union Jack flags or fancy velvet banners or filled with gilded statues. That would probably be a real OH&S issue. But if you're after beer as cold as an English creek or burgers and schnitzels bigger than Big Ben, try the Earl of Leicester Parkside. It's a little bit British.
Ken Hall Plumbers. We're local, we're family, and we're a trusted South Aussie. Blocked drain? Leaky tap? Give Ken a call. Ken Hall Plumbers. 8364 5855.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
20 minutes past 3 here on 5AA, and we are in the middle of State of the Arts talking about the South Australian Film Corp with CEO Kate Crozer. Thanks, Kate. And also Lucy Campbell, local filmmaker who was one of a team that won the Film Lab a couple of years ago, and your film Monolith is now available on Binge if anyone wants to watch it.
Yes, please do check it out. If you heard that trailer and thought, I'd like to see that in a visual form, please do check it out on Binge.
Made here in South Australia by a team of South Australians, so worth a look, absolutely. Now, Kate, obviously Film Lab is close to you as the Chief Executive of the Film Corp, but also because you were a recipient of it many years ago.
I was. So look, this was, as I mentioned, a program that was set up back in, I think, 2009, 2010. And so I was actually producing at the time, and I'd made, I think a couple of short films, and again was looking to make my first feature and had a team that I was working with, a team of fabulous creatives. And we made a film called The Infinite Man, which is a time travel romance. So a bit in the tradition of your Groundhog Day or even Eternal Sunshine, if it was time travel. I don't know. There's a whole lot of great time travel movies that use romance at their core to sort of say something about, how we as people like to, make sure our love lives work out, and we'll do anything that it takes to make that happen.
Well, I've got a bit of the trailer here as well.
I held in my hands the blueprint to a perfect weekend. No! Should I tell you that I threw javelin? The Olympics? This is unbelievable. Every time he ruins it.
If I could change it, I would, but I can't, so just have...
What if I could?
It wasn't the best weekend, though, was it?
No, it wasn't.
I mean, movie trailers are hard on radio.
I was going to say that one does not convert as well to radio as Monolith, but I think that just means hopefully people will have their appetite whetted to go and check that out on. I'm just looking it up now. You can watch it on Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Google Play. So there's lots of ways to see The Infinite Man, which is a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I love it. I love seeing what we're doing here in South Australia. So that was shot here as well?
It was filmed here. We actually filmed it at Woomera. We went up and stayed in that amazing caravan park.
Yeah, it was a wild place, that one.
It's a beautiful, it's almost untouched, some of Woomera, and very special part of South Australia. And the town really welcomed us with open arms. And in fact, we go back there from time to time and say hi to, everyone in the town. We had local school children working on it. It was just such a beautiful experience. My daughter at the time was 1 year old. She kind of grew up there on the set.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so there's these connections that you have with South Australia when you go places to make a film, and I think the community feels really proud when they see that go out into the world and they see the rest of the world connecting with our landscapes and our towns and our people.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's so wholesome. Let's go from wholesome to terrifying because your film Lucy Monolith, would you call it a horror? Is it a horror?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's kind of like a sci-fi thriller horror. Yeah. It's actually, in America, it's really, people have really taken to it as a horror film, which is somewhat surprising to us. We originally thought of it as sci-fi, so yeah.
And maybe I don't think it's just the Americans. I think it's us too here in South Australia. Looking at the three finalists for Film Lab this year, one of them is a horror and another one is a thriller. The third one's a drama. But I just feel like in South Australia we have this love relationship with horror and thriller movies.
We do. Look, we do really well in these, and I think it'd be great to see what the teams can pull out. They've got three really different ideas, and they'll go through a year-long process now where they develop those up into proper scripts. But look, in the past we've done horrors that we've been so well known for. I mean, Wolf Creek is obviously a standout one, and then more recently we've had the huge success of Talk to Me. From the Raka Brothers, which has just done global box office like you wouldn't believe.
145
million at last count. Globally.
That was, you know what, and you know how I am with scary movies. Okay?
I do now.
I like watching them, but only in the perfect storm of conditions. It has to be daytime. I have to be able to go outside after the movie and check that the world is still there and everything's okay. That one really got me.
And I think that's the test of a great horror is when you're terrified even in the daytime.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few others that I want to give a little shout out to that have been made here recently, which I really encourage people to check out. We've had You'll Never Find Me, which is a horror mystery film. It's exceptionally well made.
Very well made.
Film. They use sound beautifully. There you go, Stacey. That would be a good trailer to play on radio.
Nice trailer for the radio, yeah, okay.
A couple of South Australians, Indiana Bell and Josiah Allen, made that film. There's also Carnifex, which is an environmental thriller, and that sort of looks at what's happening as our urban areas are extending out into the bush more, and where does that push the creatures that might be hiding there. And then a really terrific one that's just premiered in the US called Late Night with the Devil. That one screened at Adelaide Film Festival last year. Julie Ryan is the South Australian executive producer on that, and it's just getting the best reviews out of the
Incredible.
US. I mean, I think Stephen King even said that he found it like brilliant. So
got the
that
tick of
one,
approval.
tick of approval
Oh.
from Stephen King. So that one's going to be in cinemas from the 11th of April. So there's
that's so great to
much
hear.
happening for genre fans in South
Yeah.
Australia, and get along and support it.
Okay, is there a specific place we can go to find out where we can watch all of them?
We do on the SAFC website. We do have a SA Made Showcase link, and you can go there and you could literally search up any of the films that the SAFC has supported over the years, which is hundreds, and you'll be able to find a link to how you watch them, whichever streaming platforms or cinemas they're in, and it's a great way to just find, Binge for Monolith or
Apple TV for The Infinite Man.
That's right. So you can check it out that way, and make sure, you keep an eye out. You can subscribe to our newsletter to keep an eye out for what's happening with the 3 new Film Lab films that are coming through. So there's plenty to see now and into the future.
Yeah, very exciting. Well, thank you both for coming in. I really appreciate your time today and can't wait to see how these next finalists go.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kate. Lucy, really appreciate your time. It's 27 minutes past 3 here on 5AA. Time for news headlines, and then after that, it's time for some toilet talk. Yes, we're talking toilets. You might be heading on a road trip this weekend for the Easter long weekend. Maybe you're going to need to find some dunnies along the way. Well, there is a way you can help other people find those toilets, and we'll tell you about it next.
At Orana, we believe everyone should live the life of their choice. We create opportunities for people with disability to live as independently as possible. Orana support people with an NDIS plan who are looking for a short break away from home. Stay from 1 night or up to 12 nights. Short-term accommodation can be a welcome break for the individual, their family, or a stepping stone to living independently. For independent living, make your home with Orana. Visit oranaonline.com.au. Orana, creating opportunities.
Hey there, footy fans! Experience the sights, sounds and thrills of the Maccas Footy Festival at AFL Gather Round from April 4 to 7. Head down to Elder Park opposite Adelaide Oval for live music, player appearances, mascots, food, games, giveaways and the famous zip line. And best of all, it's free. For details, visit gatherround.afl.
In tough times, it's the simple things that make a big difference. Like $19 schnitzel days at the Birkenhead Tavern, Excelsior and the Lighthouse Wharf. We know the humble schnitty can't fix all our problems, but we do know it'll put a smile on your dial. $19 schnitty, Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays at the Birkenhead Tavern, Excelsior and the Lighthouse Wharf. Making the world a better place, one schnitty at a time. Got to start somewhere. You just know it's a Barreau Hotel.
Why pick one city, one beach, one restaurant, or one view? With Celebrity Cruises, you can have it all. Explore the best of Australia, New Zealand, Europe, and Asia on ships that are destinations themselves. And now get 75% off your second guest, plus bonus savings on select dates. See celebrity.com/au, call 1800 003 002, or contact your travel advisor.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. There are grave concerns for 2 people still missing after a freak wave hit a fishing boat off Port Lincoln. A 45-year-old woman hit by a truck at Wingfield last week has died in hospital. More than 100 Australian cattle have perished on a livestock ship en route to Indonesia. And in sport, the AFL Tribunal will hear 2 cases tonight. Essendon's Peter Wright first up, followed by St Kilda's Max King. The 5AA forecast, mostly sunny this afternoon, sunny and 25 tomorrow. Right now it's 21 degrees. We'll have more news at 4 and as it happens on 5AA.
Way more confidence, way more reliability, way more support. Wayville Isuzu Ute. Way more service thanks to our award-winning team. And way closer to the city. At Wayville Isuzu Ute, we won't be beaten on price, and we certainly won't be beaten on customer service. Wayville Isuzu Ute, driven by Australian Motors. Way more than just utes.
Breaking a windscreen, look, it's not sexy, it's unexciting and simply not fun. Can also be costly. At Complete Windscreens, we get it. All you want is same-day service at the best price and quality guaranteed. For near 50 years, this SA-owned and operated autoglass company has serviced your needs. Whether it's tinting, chip repair, calibration, supply and fit or glass cutting, we are there for you. 220 Main North Road Prospect, the big red koala out the front, CompleteWindscreens.com.au.
Live, local. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
28 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. Rowey and Timmy G on with you after 4 o'clock for the sports show. But now we need your help. 8223 0000 is the number to call because we need to know from you what makes a good public toilet. What makes a good dunny? It's time for toilet talk because it's that time of year again where the Continence Foundation of Australia wants the Great Dunny Hunt to restart. Sean Burford is Australia's greatest dunny hunter and joins you now. Sean, how on earth do you get that title? It's one I want.
Thanks, Stacey. I've participated in the Great Dunny Hunt for a few years now, and in the first couple of years I added a few hundred dunnies to the map, which is what earned me the title. If you want to be the Great Dunny Hunter, that's all you have to do, add some toilets to the map.
So we've got to beat you by adding over 130 toilets to the map. Okay, tell us about the map. What is it?
Yeah, so the toilet map it's a map run by the Australian government. Like you've seen traffic maps and things like that. Well, this is a map that shows you where toilets are when you're planning out a trip or when you're out and about with the family, maybe over the Easter weekend, and somebody says they need the toilet. So you just pull up the map and you can see what facilities are out there. You can see if they've got baby change tables or sharps disposals, if you've got any diabetics. As well as all the usual things, wheelchair access, showers, things like that.
Because we all know how important a toilet can be. It's not important until it really, really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so tell it, how did you get around to 130 of them? What was the process there?
So the first years when I started, that was during the COVID lockdowns, and I thought it would be nice to get out virtually around Australia and find toilets that were missing from the toilet map and then verify them using other sources like Street View and things like that to check them out and add them to the map. And it was just so much fun to get out of the house virtually that I just kept going.
So did you go out searching for dunnies that weren't already on the map, or did you sort of just do it as part of your regular travels?
Searching for dunnies that aren't on the map. So one of my focus areas was in between towns. Towns usually have really good coverage, but when somebody wants to go between towns and it looks like it's 100 k's between toilets, that can really prevent somebody from doing that if they have incontinence or anything like that, or a family. So those big long legs are the place to look for toilets and add them in.
Now, I'm sure there are people listening that didn't know there was a national map of toilets out there. Where can we find it?
Yeah, toiletmap.gov.au, and they've also got apps for Android and iPhone. And then, do you want me to tell you about the dunny hunt part of that?
Go on, yes, please.
Yeah. So if you download the app or access www.toiletmap.gov.au, you can browse around the map and find all of the facilities and what they offer. But there's a login or a sign-up option where people can create an account. And during the period of the Great Dunny Hunt, which starts this Friday with the long weekend, when they sign up or sign in, there's a 4-question survey which will help shape the toilet map in the future. and at the end of that survey, you go into the running for a $500 gift card.
There you go. That's if you want to upload your own. If you're on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream at the moment, you can see some details about the Great Dunny Hunt because it is on again this year. So, yeah, if you do want to jump on that website or download the app, you can add your own to the list. And if you do upload a new toilet or if you update the listing for an existing one, maybe like Sean said there's a change table or some different services there, and you update it and complete a short survey, you go in the running to win a $500 FPOS voucher, all for going to the toilet and doing your bit to help, Sean. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
That's Sean Burford, Australia's greatest dunny hunter of 2022. But I want to hear from you this afternoon, 8223 0000. What makes a good toilet? What makes a good dunny? Yes, I know. It's toilet talk. Maybe you've got some kids or grandkids in the car. I want to hear from them what makes a good toilet, because the best caller this afternoon, you've got another 10 minutes or so to win tickets to Elmo's Circus. Elmo's Circus is a dream theatre show which is live in Adelaide from the 30th of March. You can get tickets at sesamestreetcircus.com.au, but I have a family pass to give away this afternoon to the best caller. So you need to jump on the phones now. 8223 0000 is the number to call, and tell me what makes a good dunny. So someone sent me a text already. 0448 08 1395. Mike said, "Hi Stacey, I came across a very clean toilet in the bush with the above sign hanging on it." Hold on, I better just pre-read this. I don't know what. Oh no, that's okay. It's fine. The sign says, "Our aim is to keep this bathroom clean. Gentlemen, your aim will help. Stand closer. It's shorter than you think. Ladies, please remain seated for the entire performance." There you go. So Mike found a toilet with that sign in it. But I want to hear from you. 8223 0000. What makes a good dunny? Family pass to Elmo's Circus to give away. That's 4 tickets. So if you want to get along to Elmo's Circus, call now. We've got Catherine on the phone already. Nice and quick, Catherine. Hello.
Hi.
What makes a good dunny?
A toilet brush.
Oh. But do you like to use a public toilet brush, Catherine?
I always have to use the toilet brush. I cannot leave a toilet that is not clean. I can't do that for the next person. It has to be. There has to be a toilet brush in there.
That's very polite of you, Catherine.
Yes.
Okay.
Very polite.
That's very polite.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks for the call. Stay on the phone. I'm going to give the tickets away to the best caller in a few minutes' time. Ryan from Woodville West. Hello, Ryan.
Yeah, hi there. Not so much what makes a good toilet, but where I found the best toilet I've ever come across.
Yeah, go on.
On the foreshore at Tumby Bay. I was travelling over to Coffin Bay with a group of mates and needed the facility and sat in there with a cool breeze blowing through, listening to the waves lapping on the foreshore. Toilet was really clean. It was a very pleasant experience.
Oh, you make it sound like a movie, Ryan.
Yeah, it was a good day.
If only there was a little window and you had a nice view of the Tumby Bay foreshore while you were seated.
You know, as long as it was one way, I suppose, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Thanks for the call. That's Ryan in Woodville West. 8223 0000. What makes a good dunny? Sam in Mount Barker's on the phone. Hi, Sam.
Hello, how you going?
Good.
So for me, it's something pretty simple, but just a clean floor, and I'll tell you why. My 3-year-old has gone through toilet training, and when he needs a little bit of help with his number 2s, instead of just standing up or leaning forward, he puts both hands flat on the ground and sticks his thumb up towards the roof and asks us to help him with it. So clean floors for us when we need to wipe his bum is always a good one.
Yeah, clean floors, because you need to wipe the bum and then you need to wash the hands properly as well after that, I assume.
Precisely, yes, exactly.
Very good, Sam. I like it. Well done. Still getting lots of calls. 8223 0000. What makes a good toilet? John in Woodcroft's on the phone. Hi, John.
Hi, Stacey. Love your show. I like one that's actually been flushed.
Oh, it's so simple yet so effective, isn't it, John?
It is. Yes.
And if you don't get one, you know about it. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Thanks for the
Thanks
call,
very
John.
much.
Love your work. That's John in Woodcroft. Let's go to Linda in Seaview Downs. Hi, Linda.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
That's good. What makes a good dunny for me is privacy, really good toilet paper, and then I'll grab my phone and my glasses so I can see my phone and enjoy that little bit of privacy.
Oh, Linda, I wasn't going to admit it, but power in numbers here. I like to use my phone on the toilet as well, otherwise I get bored.
Yes, I know. I'm not embarrassed to say so. Look, my toilet is spotless. I'm very a very clean person, so there's no germs being spread. I wash my hands afterwards. Everything's spotless, and it's just so relaxing.
No, you sound like a very clean and hygienic woman, Linda. I'm not doubting it. Thanks for the call.
No worries, thank you.
It's Linda in Seaview Downs. What makes a good toilet? 8223 0000. Shane in North Haven. Hello, Shane.
How are you?
Good.
A box of matches.
Oh, Shane, no one has a box of matches in the loo.
Yes, they do, because you strike that match and it takes away any smell after you've been in the toilet.
I've never tried it, but you know what? I think it would be better than those florally scented sprays you can get, because they just smell worse, I think.
Yeah, it works. Trust me, it works.
All right. I'm nervous to use it, but no, I can't say I'm going to give it a go. I won't lie to you, Shane. Thanks for the call.
Oh, bye.
Bye. Let's go to Rick in Norwood. Hello, Rick.
Hey, Stacey, how you going?
Good. What makes a good toilet?
I'm trying to be practical here, Stacey. I think what makes a good toilet is having a phone in the toilet like you have in international hotels. And the reason I say that, if you Google the percentage of heart attacks that happen while you're on the throne, you'll be surprised. So if you've got a phone, you've got a backup plan, haven't you? You can ring for help.
That is a very good and practical tip, Rick. Was it Elvis? Did Elvis die on the loo?
Yeah, he died on the toilet, and lots of other people did as well. Apparently, heart attacks are quite common on the toilet.
I guess it's easier for some than others.
I travel a lot for work, so I like having a phone in the toilet.
Yes, that is a great tip. I also like having a phone in the toilet. It wasn't for that reason, but now it is, Rick. Thank you for the call. 8223 0000. What makes a good loo? Con in O'Halloran Hills on the phone. Hi, Con.
Hi, how you going?
Good.
Now,
Yes.
the best toilets, and there's one at the Wakefield stopover,
Port
is
Wakefield,
that the toilets at Wakefield are very large. Like, you know, you can really stretch and limber up first and stretch the hammies and you know what, and get into it. Further, they're perfectly clean, and I have never found a redback on that toilet seat.
Oh my goodness, no. I think if I saw a redback on the toilet seat, I'd be very concerned. Con, I'm very intrigued by your contribution, especially when you said you need to limber up beforehand. So,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Limbering up is an absolute essential.
Crucial. Okay, good. It's probably an insight we didn't need, but I appreciate it anyway, Con. Thank you for the call. Let's go to Dean in Hillbank. Hello, Dean.
Oh, hello. I love your show. I was in America one stage and they had a toilet where you actually had a plastic cover come over the seat to protect you from anything else, and it had disappeared down the drain as well.
Oh, hold on. How did the plastic cover went where?
There would be a plastic cover over the seat, and then when you flushed it, it would go down with that. And American toilets are different to ours. We have a full one. They have a very low one.
Yeah.
But I was shocked by that. But then they had a pedot there as well, so that was nice. So when I was in America, in a hotel, I was blessed with that one.
Yes, although sometimes a bidet, it's a bit off-putting. I'm not sure it's my favourite thing. I'm assuming the plastic cover, Dean, had a hole in it. It's not like the old prank. Remember when you used to prank people and put Glad wrap over the toilet seat?
No, it was like a plastic cover that actually, when you flushed it, it come off and went down the toilet. So it was like every time it was like blessed. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we're yet to find one of those in Australia, but the US has them. Thank you for the call. Let's go to Andrew in Craigmore. Hi again, Andrew.
G'day, Stacey. It's a culture vulture from Craigmore. So I'm a very cultured man, of course.
Yes.
But I love my toilet where I can put my little radio down on the outside, listening to 5AA, with the door a little bit opening, and so it's stinking the place out while I'm generally laughing at what's happening on the radio.
Sounds like there's a lot of hot air going on in the toilet and on the radio as well, Andrew.
Mate, it's fantastic. As you can tell, I'm very cultured.
Yes, it sounds like it, Andrew. I love to hear it. Thank you for the call. That's Andrew in Craigmore. 8223 0000 is the number to call. I want to know what makes a good dunny. I have a pass for Elmo's Circus, a family pass for Elmo's Circus to give away to the best caller this afternoon. I'll take more after this.
Sample Football is back this week.
Timmy, we're so excited. We're taking our sports show to my old stomping ground, Norwood Oval, on the parade for the opening game as Norwood take on Sturt this Thursday.
It's tradition, it's excitement, and it's beats, eats, and footy fun with your mates. Sample, nothing beats it.
Nothing. So if you're heading along to the game, make sure you drop past and see us out the front from 4.
Absolutely, on 5AA, your home of footy.
Lads, where are we thinking for our same race multi?
Let's see. With Ladbrokes, we can place one at Doomben, Moonee Valley.
Bet on more tracks and race codes than ever before with the Ladbrokes Same Race Multi. T's and C's apply. See website for details. What's gambling really costing you?
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop Real Estate. Since March 2020, the value of an average home in Adelaide South has grown by $288K, in the north $243K, and in the west by $273K. And the median price in central Adelaide and the hills has soared by $358K. From Westbourne Park to Wynvale, from Kensington Park to Kilkenny, we've led the charge with 52 suburb records, more than any other agency in South Australia. Go to toop.com.au to find out more.
Well, it's official. South Australians are nuts for Charlesworth nuts. That's why they've been serving us the best and freshest nuts, fruit and chocolates for 90 years. That's right, Charlesworth Nuts is 90 years young. From a humble stall in Adelaide Central Markets to a city-wide empire, time flies when you're having nuts. For 4 generations, South Australia's own Charlesworth family has reigned as nut royalty, and they're showing no signs of slowing down either. They are still family-owned and still South Australian right to the core. So to be sure to wish them a happy birthday, the occasion falls just in time for Easter. It is the perfect time to treat friends, family or yourself to a sweet or savoury treat. Visit one of the 11 stores or order online at charlesworthnuts.com.au. because fresh nuts taste better.
Here we go!
It's the final days of the Mitsubishi Good To Go giveaway. You're good to go adventuring with a $2,000 fuel card and bonus towing pack on all 2023 build Pajero Sport models. That's up to $4,000 added value. You're good to go further with a $1,000 fuel card on any 2023 build Outlander petrol models. The Mitsubishi Good To Go giveaway. Hurry, offer ends March 31st. Exclusions and conditions, including Mitsubishi servicing, apply.
Roll up, roll up. Elmo's Circus Dream is coming to Adelaide for the first time. Catch all the fun of this fantastic theatre show with Elmo, his Sesame Street friends and amazing circus stars. Join Elmo and his friends as they discover their hidden circus talents with singing, dancing, acrobatics, illusions and much more. It'll be an unforgettable day of great family fun at Elmo's Circus Dream in Adelaide for a limited time from March 30. Get your tickets now at sesamestreetcircus.com.au.
Support your health and well-being with Blackmore's Stress and Sleep Range. Try Blackmore's Executive B, specifically formulated to support a healthy stress response in the body. Or try the new Blackmore's Deep Sleep product, formulated with valerian, ziziphus, hops and magnesium to support deep and restful sleep. Sleep well, stress less and feel alive. Good health changes everything. Look for Blackmore's Stress and Sleep Range in a chemist near you. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
It's 10 minutes to 4 here on 5AA, and if you're just joining us, we're having toilet talk. I'm asking you what makes a good toilet, because Australia's Dunny Hunt, Great Dunny Hunt, is on for another year, and I have a family pass to give away to Elmo's Circus. It's It's an Elmo's Circus Dream Theatre show live in Adelaide. There's no link between Elmo's Circus and the toilets, although I'm sure the dunnies at the theatre show are going to be great. But to win those tickets, you need to call now, 8223 0000, and tell me what makes a good dunny. Let's go straight to Tony in Kent Town. Hello, Tony.
Hello.
What makes a good dunny, Tony?
What makes a good dunny, in my eyes, is that I went to a friend's place the other day, a couple of days ago, my very good friend, and she's got a beautiful daughter. And believe it or not, I used the toilet, and it was a beautiful, clean toilet. I couldn't believe how clean it was. But the downfall about it was after I'd used it, I went to flush it, and the bloody thing rose up to the rims. And I thought to myself, oh, my God, what's going on here? And I said to my friend, I screamed and I yelled at my friend, what's going on? The toilet's not working. And she goes, oops, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you, but I actually broke my dunny brush while I was cleaning my toilet the other day and it's got stuck in there. And I couldn't believe it.
Tony, this is nightmare stuff.
Oh, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
What did you
do? And I thought, what did I do? Well, I'd done my best to clean it all out and clean it all up, and I actually made it the best-looking dunny it's ever been.
There you go. You redeemed yourself. Oh, Tony, I'm getting all hot just thinking about it. That makes me nervous.
It was so crazy. I couldn't believe it. I wish you were here to have a look. But it was so
I don't.
sparkly after I cleaned it.
I'm glad I didn't see it, but I'm thankful to you for sharing the story. All right, that's Tony in Kent Town. Let's go to June in Glenelg South. Hi, June.
Hi, Tracy. You know, Shane was on earlier about the matches.
Yes.
Fantastic. I've been away over the years to Bali. You know, you get the runny tummy. Thailand, you get the bit of diarrhea.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you light that match, the sulphur that comes out of that flame, it stops all the smells. So what I'm saying to you, if you're in a relationship and you want to impress each other, light that match after you've been to the toilet.
Oh, that is a good tip, June.
Tracy, just try it. It's amazing. You can't do it on the plane because if you do it on the plane, the water comes down and drowns you. Yeah.
I also don't think you're allowed to light a match on a plane, but...
No, but honestly, Shane was right. It really works.
Okay, all right. That's a good tip.
So my box of matches comes in my case every time.
Ah, all right. Okay, I'll have to give it a go. Thank you for the tip, June. Dean in Craigmore's on the phone. Dean, hello.
How are you going?
Good.
We treated ourselves to a night and we just picked this random hotel thing and I thought, oh, well, I've got to go to the toilet. So I walk into the toilet and it's like the Taj Mahal, right? And it's got buttons on this toilet. So you pick one or two. So obviously you sit down, you pick number 2. Next thing you know, the seat starts warming up. The music starts playing, right? And it's like the whole experience. It's so soothing. Right?
Oh, I like the idea of the music, but I don't like a warm toilet seat, Dean. It just makes me think someone else has been sitting on there for too long.
No. It was really weird. Okay. Anyway, after the performance, it says finish. So you hit finish, okay?
Yep.
And next thing you get your bum washed, right? Okay?
Yeah.
And then these little blowers come. Because I'm looking around for the toilet paper. There's no toilet paper.
Oh, so you get your bum washed and dried. It's like going to the hairdressers. You get a wash and dry. Okay, thank you for the call, Dean. That's Dean in Craigmore. Well, I can say it's been an illuminating discussion this afternoon. I did not know how that was going to go, and now we've been talking about toilets for half an hour. But today's tickets are going to Catherine, who's on the phone. Catherine, congratulations. You've won the Elmo's Circus tickets.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy. Thank you.
I loved your suggestion because I just thought so polite of you to always want to leave a public toilet clean when you leave it.
Absolutely. Why not? Makes it better for the next person.
Exactly. Well, there you go. And as a result, congratulations, you won a family pass to see Elmo's Circus, the Dream Theatre show, live in Adelaide from the 30th of March. I hope you enjoy, Catherine.
Thank you so much.
See you. Have a good one. Stay on the phone. We'll get your details. Book tickets at sesamestreet.com.au. Rowey's in the studio. Hello, Rowey.
How are you? It is the Easter long weekend. It is our holiest of Australian days, Good Friday. I know our family celebrate it. Well, not celebrate it, but, it's one of those days that you go to church and you think of where you're from and the whatnot. Crows play FIVEAA, we know that. And there are 4 SANFL games on that day. That's the first time that has happened. So, again, I think tradition and religion make way, what would you call it, for corporate reality and corporate dollars. Another example, I think, of our Australian culture getting, pushed aside and eroded.
You don't like to watch footy on Easter long weekend?
Well, I don't like working it. I'm happy to watch it or fish or spend time with my family and go to church and do all those things.
Yeah.
I don't want to work. I don't think workers should work on that day.
But if you want to watch footy, someone's got to work for it.
I don't want to be... Well, that's what I'm saying, so don't play. There was a day we never played on that day. There was days where Anzac Day, you didn't play on that day.
So you'd rather no footy on Easter?
100%. I don't want people to work. I don't want people to play. I don't want sport being played.
What if you don't celebrate Easter?
Well, then you're un-Australian, aren't you?
No,
I don't have the holiday.
I'm Greek. I don't celebrate this Easter. We've
well,
got
I
a
know
different.
you have.
A different holiday.
I know you do, but try going to an Islamic state and eroding their cultures and religions and practices. Why do we in Australia?
Oh no. Are we getting into this debate?
Well,
it's too late for this.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, have you got an argument against?
Well, I just think, what do you mean? Well, like I said, I'm an Australian, but I celebrate Greek Easter because I'm Greek, and so my Easter isn't this weekend.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm allowed to have a different Easter, aren't I?
Yeah, you are allowed to have a different Easter, but there's got to be. What do you feel about Anzac Day?
I don't really.
Yeah,
haven't thought too much about it.
So that's exactly right. And I think that's a shame. You're a smart, intelligent Australian and proud of it, and Anzac Day means nothing to you.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
No, but
we're talking about Easter here.
This is what I'm saying. Well, it's the same thing. There are holy days on our calendar that should be worshipped and
They're
respected.
holy days on your calendar, though. They're not holy days on everyone's calendar. Anzac Day is different because it's not a holy day.
How old's Australia?
I don't know.
Well, we've been pushing these days aside for well over 100 years, haven't we? And now we're not. We haven't got time to debate it. I know you've got a good argument for it.
We're getting the wrap up.
I don't like where Australia's heading. There you are.
Okay.
It's got nothing to do with sport, but now I've said it.
All right. Well, he might not want to watch the sport on the weekend, but you'll be talking about it after 4.
Yes, we will.
You will.
See you at 4.
Rowey and Timmy G on After 4. Thanks for your company this afternoon. Talk to you tomorrow.
Now's the perfect time to power into a Mercedes AMG. For a limited time, you can take advantage of a 4.99% comparison rate when you finance a new Mercedes AMG with Mercedes